Welcome to Spelling Bee Ninja, where we help you master the English language one concept at a time. Today, we're diving deep into the past perfect tense, a crucial part of English grammar that allows us to express actions completed before another event in the past. Whether you're a student looking to improve your writing or a non-native speaker wanting to enhance your communication skills, understanding this tense is essential. So, let's explore the past perfect tense and learn how to use it effectively in our conversations and writing. The past perfect tense is one of the 12 essential tenses in English. It serves a vital role in helping us indicate actions or events that were completed before another action or time in the past. Think of it as a way to add clarity to our communication by clearly showcasing the sequence of past events. Mastering the past perfect is not just beneficial but often necessary, especially in storytelling and reporting, because it highlights the order in which things happened. So, how do we form this tense? The past perfect tense is created using the auxiliary verb had followed by the past participle of the main verb. You might hear it referred to as the pluperfect tense, which is another way of saying that it indicates the earlier of two past actions. Let's look at an example. I had finished my homework before my friends arrived. In this sentence, had finished shows the action completed first, while arrived represents the later action. Understanding the structure is straightforward. For the positive form, we use subject plus had plus past participle. For instance, she had visited the museum before it closed. For the negative form, it's subject plus had plus not plus past participle, like in they had not completed their project when the deadline passed. And in forming questions, we say had plus subject plus past participle. An example could be had you eaten breakfast before the meeting started? Now let's discuss the uses of the past perfect tense. First, it often shows the earlier of two past actions. This clarity is crucial, especially when using conjunctions like before and after. For instance, I had already left the house before it started raining highlights that leaving happened before the rain began. Another use of the past perfect tense is to provide background information in storytelling. It sets the stage for events and gives our narratives depth. For instance, she had studied for hours, so she felt confident during the exam gives context to her confidence. We also use it to express regret or unrealized expectations, often with phrases such as wish or if only. For example, I wish I had studied harder for the test shows a sentiment of wishing we could change the past. When using the past perfect tense, time expressions can enhance the clarity of your communication. Common ones include before, by the time, already, never, and just. For instance, you might say, by the time the sun set, they had built the tent, emphasizing the completion of one action before another. In daily life, you might hear sentences like, I had cleaned the kitchen before they arrived for dinner, highlighting the order of tasks completed. In storytelling, you might say, the thief had escaped before the police arrived, indicating that the thief's escape was an event that occurred first. In formal writing, consider, the company had achieved significant milestones by the end of the decade, which adds a level of sophistication to your text. However, learners often make some common mistakes with this tense. First, it's essential to recognize when it's appropriate to use the past perfect. For example, using the past perfect when there's no need to show an order of actions can be incorrect. Take the sentence I had gone to the market yesterday. Since there's no contrasting past action, the correct form is simply, I went to the market yesterday. Second, there's often confusion with the past simple tense, which is specifically for actions completed at a certain time in the past. Remember, the past perfect indicates earlier actions. An example could be, I went to the market after I had finished my homework. This distinction is vital to maintain accuracy in our narratives. Lastly, some learners forget to include the auxiliary verb had. The past perfect tense requires this auxiliary for its proper formation. For instance, saying she finished her work before they arrived is not sufficient, it should be she had finished her work before they arrived. So how can you practice and improve your skills with the past perfect tense? One effective method is to write a short story about a trip, ensuring to include at least 5 sentences that utilize the past perfect tense correctly. Another approach is to describe your day yesterday with a focus on actions in chronological order. For example, you could fill in a sentence beginning with, "By the time I reached the station, I had already," to emphasize the sequence of events. Additionally, reading and listening to examples of the past perfect tense used in conversations, stories, or articles is also a great way to practice. It exposes you to varied contexts where this tense is highly applicable. To master the past perfect tense, keep in mind a few helpful tips. First, understanding the sequence of events is vital. Always identify which action occurred first and use the past perfect for that action, while the past simple tense can signal the later action. Next, practice incorporating conjunctions like before, after, and by the time into your sentences. This practice strengthens your understanding of how to construct clear, coherent thoughts. Lastly, remember to expose yourself to both written and spoken forms of the past perfect tense. Pay attention to how it helps narrators and writers frame their messages about past events. The past perfect tense is a powerful tool, and as you continue to practice and hone your skills, it will become an integral part of your English communication arsenal. Today, we've delved into the past perfect tense, understanding its formation, uses, and common mistakes. We learned that it is essential for expressing actions that were completed before another event in the past, and how it adds clarity and depth to our communication. Whether you are telling a story, providing context, or expressing regret, the past perfect tense enhances your ability to convey intricate details about the order in which events occur. Remember, mastering this tense requires understanding the structure, practicing it in both formal and informal contexts, and being mindful of how it distinguishes between various actions in the past. Consistent practice will lead to fluency. Thank you for joining us today on Spelling Bee Ninja. I hope you found this exploration of the past perfect tense informative and inspiring. Remember, the more you practice using this tense, the more natural it will become. Until next time, keep learning, practicing, and enhancing your English skills. Goodbye.